Among the common reasons for rabbit farming are usually, economic, extra cash from a hobby, good nutritional value of the rabbit meat, quality white meat, high protein, high digestible protein, low fat, low cholesterol, etc. We know this story. People talk about rabbit is easy to raise as a livestock, it's easy to scale as a livestock, and obviously it has got environmental, sustainable side of rabbit farming. These are some of the reasons that people usually cite for rabbit farming. But here at Ace Rabbit Farms, guys, we have encountered many absentee farmers who have given us the ultimate reason why they venture into rabbit farming. Now, importantly, based on our own experiences here, we would then like to bring this conversation to you. We want to bring it alive to you so that our communities can really benefit from the ultimate reason why rabbit farming is so essential, is so important for our communities. Okay, so come along, join us, and let's explore together. Hello, hi. Hi everyone, once again you are welcome to another beautiful session with Ace Rabbit Farm. At this channel, listen, we continue to share our experiences on our rabbit farms, and by so doing, we hope that you will benefit and improve your own business ventures. Okay, please subscribe. If it is your first time, you are most welcome. Here we've structured our sessions such that they become timeless and you can always refer to them. Okay, so it's quite a good place according to the comments. So please subscribe, join this family as we bring you rich content to help you continue with your rabbit ventures and indeed your general business ventures, especially if you're absent on the actual premises. Excuse me. And to our existing subscribers, people who interact with us on comment, absolutely, we really appreciate you. We wanted to say thank you and keep us engaged. All right. So I particularly chose this background of amusement park, roller coaster rides for this particular video because I was on a short school break with the kids, and I found myself, drawing parallels between these roller coasters, which is making us so excited, full of excitement, the anticipation, the entire journey, the ups, downs, the twist, the difficulties, the curveballs that comes along on these rides. And for me, when I double check that with what we are experiencing on the rabbit farm, there is very little difference. And because of this, I decided to use this roller coaster background, which I just got, as a way of communicating the subject of this matter today. Guys, yeah, so why rabbits? Obviously not for the meat and the economic side, but much more deeper than that. Rabbit farming offers an opportunity for us who are investing in rabbits to really impact on our farm workers or on our own partners or on our own family members some business acumen. Guys, the rabbit farming offers such a vast opportunity to impact knowledge, to transfer knowledge from a business point of view. Okay, and for me, that, although it's a secondary reason, has now all of a sudden become the core, the main reason why we want to really entrench ourselves into the rabbit farming, learn the difficulties, the various roller coaster, as I was describing, the various twisting, the various turning, the various curveballs, the various difficulties that we come across in any other business. Guys, you can immediately draw the parallels to a rabbit farming. And that for me is what I really want to share with you today. Okay, I'm going to just take my time now and list quickly some of the difficulties, challenges that we come across in rabbit farming. Maybe just to make this topic super relevant for you guys, rabbit farming is just the beginning. Rabbit farming is not what we want to do, but we are using the rabbit farm practices, our experiences, as a gateway to a much bigger livestock farming, to a much bigger business, to a much bigger investment opportunity where you can then go back and throw your own money into it. Why? Because the group of people that you have, your partners that you are working with, are well entrenched in the basic way of running a business. And guess what? Rabbit farming offers that opportunity. Rabbit farming is the right tool to use. It has got every single aspect of a business. And so it is my intent to basically touch on some of those areas which we are observing in the rabbit farm, and at the same time is applicable to business. So imagine, I'm just thinking of myself. I've got Elliot, myself, and Clement, a very small family business. I am outside of Ghana. Clement and Elliot are in Ghana. There is a massive gap between us. However, we need to communicate every day, number one. What else is available like communication than in rabbit business? Okay. All right. I'm jumping ahead of myself now. Let me just take my time, gather my thoughts, and then I'll jump into this topic properly with you. Give me a second. All right. So just not to, because it's quite a broad topic, right? And not to go too wide into the discussion, let us quickly narrow it down to three, different sides. We can look at this conversation from three different sides. Okay, guys, it can be looked from. In fact, in Ghana, majority of people who do businesses are doing businesses with family. So let's look at it from a family business side. Okay, where there is a main funder, somebody who brings in capital, and then recruits cousins, nieces, nephews to all work together. Guys, it can even be just a basic buy and sell shop. And that is what usually happens in Ghana. You have father, son, you have cousins, nephew, brothers, all working together in a buy and sell environment. Okay. Guess what? Rabbit farming gives you that opportunity to explore all the business angles. Okay. You can look at it from, a philanthropist helping a village, a community, somebody wanting to give a community something to do. And that somebody is pumping money into the community. Now, how do you ensure that the money goes into doing sustainable projects? Within that sustainable project, how are they able to manage the various aspects of the project? Guess what? Rabbit farming as a foundation gives you that ability, that broad ability to create a business environment that can give you clarity in vision, clarity in direction, and where people are going with the investment around your philanthropy activities, And then maybe the third area is to look at it as a regular, big city employee. You are saving all your money just to invest in a rural area. So again, you are not in the actual location of the farm. You are far away from the farm, but you've got farm hands. Okay, they could just be employees, no family relationship, that are doing this farm for you. Okay, guys, rabbit farming is a foundation, and it can also be used to train these people. Okay. So basically, I'm seeing rabbit farm as such a good business tool, to help us establish the foundation in business, the foundation in the people. Rabbit farming has got multiple touch points, especially, let's just look at activities, from feeding, from breeding, from cleaning of the pens, the whole area, from sexing of the animals, from litter boxes design, timing, litter boxes design, input into the animal. There's going to be tragedy on the farm. There's going to be death on the farm. There's going to be poor does on the farm which are not feeding the animals. So there's a whole lot of activities, in there. There's going to be diseases if certain cleaning materials are not done properly, if certain feeding regime is not full. There's going to be all sorts of problems on the farm. And where best to test the capabilities of your people than a rabbit farm? In addition to these key activities, a rabbit farm also has got major milestones or major stages or major outcomes. Okay, and all these major outcomes form the key building blocks to any typical business. We're talking about your suppliers. Rabbit farming has to have a supplier base where you buy your feed from. How do you manage that? What about your own internal processes? I basically discussed the activities above. What about your own internal, processes? What about customer? How do you manage your customers? In rabbit farming, if you deliver a poor quality animal to another farmer, they end up telling stories, many stories about you. And in West Africa, we talk about word of mouth, right? So I'm talking about customer management. Rabbit farming gives you that opportunity to create a very wide and sustainable and trusting customer base. Rabbit farming again helps you to build your brand. Your brand is a promise that you are making to the community where you are selling your rabbit meat, your breeding stock. So that brand is a proposition that says you can trust me to be your main guy where you can come and buy from. Rabbit farming allows you that opportunity. And the last but not the very least is communication. Guys, rabbit farming allows you to have daily communication, weekly, monthly, quarterly, half a year, and yearly communication. It allows you to focus, it allows you to plan. So again, just looking at just rabbit farming, it allows you to have every single aspect of any typical business. And so for me, it is so versatile. Rabbit farming presents versatile set of activities, and so if this rabbit farming is done correctly, it becomes the foundation for a basic business skills, the foundation for training your people to acquire basic business skills. It helps you to start gaining business insights and understand why they have to communicate. So communication really is the final point. But with rabbit farming, it just presents you with such a huge opportunity for people to be able to communicate with you. I'm so convinced and prepared to call rabbit farming as a gateway exercise or a gateway activity that you can use to prime your team. You can use that to prime your community. You can use that to prime your family before you venture into a mega business. Okay, the rabbit farming is so versatile. It allows you to start building trust. Guys, there is going to be theft on the farm. Guess what? In business, there's going to be leakages. There's going to be theft. You use rabbit farming as a way of doing that. Rabbits are very sensitive animals. If you handle them correctly, they will do very well for you. Guess what? In businesses, it's very delicate. If you handle the individual activities and components delicately and nicely, you tend to score on your profit side. Rabbit farming offers you that opportunity to do that. So I don't know if you are aligned with me. I don't know your own experiences, because guys, I can go ahead and read several experiences from groups of people money being stolen, people being promised their maize farm, and the maize farm does not exist. People are supposed to harvest, let's say, 20 tons of maize. They only bring you 5 tons of maize, and so just because you are absent. So guys, the stories are just many. And I don't think that is what I want to discuss today. Rather, what I want to discuss is that rabbit farming offers you the opportunity to test the waters. It offers, so imagine you actually want to do cattle. Rabbit is actually much more demanding than cattle farming. Rabbit is much more demanding than goat farming. It's much more demanding than sheep farming. But you can only get there, especially if you are absent. And if you're absent, start with something which is easy. Let me use the word cheap very carefully. Easy, cheap, but at the same time, it enables you to impact on your own people how you want them to behave when you become a mega business. Okay, so for me, that really is the reason, is the number one reason, over and above the fact that it provides you with side hustle, it provides you with some revenue and some side cash, it provides you with some quality meat, the environmental side, all those elements, great. But if you're an absentee farmer, guys, rabbit farm is a tool that you can use to establish relationship with your existing farm hands, with your existing family, with your existing employees, because it allows you to impact on them knowledge on how to run a business. It allows you to build relationship. It allows you to build trust. It allows you to be able to measure. It allows them to even understand how businesses are conducted. If you miss a critical step, the disaster that can ensue, we all know that in rabbit farm. So for me, I see rabbit farm as a versatile tool, to deploy. Okay. All right. Guys, I don't know about you. This would be a good time to really ask you to share your experiences. If you agree with my nonsense, by all means, share with me. If you disagree, guys, I want to know about it so that I can do better in bringing you better research. Okay. All right. Guys, if I have to summarize, the rabbit farming is really a tool. Okay, it's a very important tool that can help us complete the total cycle of investment, especially if you are an absentee farmer. At the same time, while doing rabbit farming, we then tend to impart business knowledge onto our people, to bring them up a little bit into the modern way of doing agribusiness. And so for me, over and above the other side fringe benefits of rabbit meat and the economic side of it, I'm keen to explore and use rabbit farming as a way of teaching my people business. Of course, if they know how to do business, then by all means, I will then be able to rely on them for my own personal growth. Okay, guys, it is now obvious that being an absentee farmer is not easy. However, the rabbit farming offers you an opportunity to test every aspect of your business. Okay, for those in the diaspora, those who are absent from their farm, I hope I have covered this topic very well. I'm really, really looking forward to your comments. Help me to improve the content that we bring to you, okay? Guys, until I catch you again, come on, you know how we do it here at Ace Farm. Keep farming, and see you again. Bye.